Tonight's story is here to gently quiet a restless mind, where your thoughts don't need to settle all at once, and nothing is required of you. You don't need to follow every thought tonight. Just listen, and allow your mind to slowly rest. Night feels a little different, not louder, not brighter, just slightly awake, as if something has not fully settled yet. You find yourself here in a quiet space, but your mind is not completely followed. It lingers softly, just a little behind, or maybe a little ahead. You don't need to understand it. You simply notice it. The way the stillness feels almost complete, but not entirely, like a room where everything is calm. But one small detail remains gently out of place. You breathe in slowly and out just as softly. Your body begins to settle, but your thoughts, they remain lightly active, not rushing, not overwhelming, just present, like distant voices that haven't fully faded. You notice one thought, something small, something unfinished. It appears quietly, as if it has been waiting for this moment. And for a moment, you feel it, not strongly, just enough to recognize it, and instead of following it, you let it stay where it is. You don't reach for it. You don't push it away. You simply allow it to exist. And in that allowing, something soft begins to change. The thought does not grow. It does not pull you in. It remains distant, gentle, like something that no longer needs to be held. Another thought appears just as quietly, but it feels lighter, less clear, as if it has already begun to soften. You notice how your mind moves between them, not quickly, not urgently, just slowly, like drifting from one quiet place to another. And maybe you have felt this before, this strange moment at night when everything is calm, but your mind is still finding its way there, not resisting, not struggling, just arriving slowly. And that is all right. There is no need to rush, no need to force anything to stop. Your mind is allowed to take its time, just as the night takes its time to deepen. Your breathing continues in and out, steady, unhurried. And with each breath, something soft begins to settle. Not all at once, not completely, just gently. Like small piece falling into place. You notice the space between your thoughts. It is there now, small at first. Just a brief pause, then another, and those pauses begin to grow. A thought, then quiet, another thought, then a little more quiet, and in those spaces, there is calm, simple, uncomplicated calm. You begin to feel it more clearly now. That gentle quiet that has been waiting beneath everything. And even though your thoughts have not fully disappeared, they no longer feel like something you need to follow. They pass through, softly, lightly. Like clouds moving across a quiet sky, you notice another small detail. How your body feels more settled now. Your shoulders a little looser, your hands resting more easily, your breathing steady and calm, and even your thoughts, though still present, have begun to soften, their edges less sharp, their presence less clear, as if they are gently fatting on their own. And you remain here, not trying to change anything, not trying to quiet your mind, just allowing it to settle at its own pace. And that small, lingering feeling, the one that made the night feel slightly awake, is still there, but now it feels different. Lighter, less noticeable, as if it is slowly drifting into the background. You don't need to follow it. You don't need to understand it. You simply let it be. And as you do, the night around you begins to feel deeper, softer, more complete. The quiet grows steadier, the stillness more present, and your mind slowly, gently begins to follow. Not all at once, not completely, but enough. Enough to feel that you are no longer separate from the calm. You are within it, resting in it, allowing it to carry you. Just a little further into this quiet night, where everything is slowly settling, including you, softly, naturally. Without needing to try at all, the quiet is still here, soft, steady, resting gently around you. But your thoughts, they have not fully faded yet. They remain, not strong, not overwhelming, just present. Like distant lights that continue to glow as the night deepens. You notice one of them, a small thought, something simple. It comes forward quietly, without urgency. And for a moment, it lingers, as if it is unsure whether it should stay or slowly drift away. You don't follow it. You don't try to push it aside. You simply notice it, the way you might notice a soft sound in the distance, present, but not close enough to disturb you. And as you sit with it, something begins to change, not suddenly, not clearly, just gently. The thought begins to soften, its edges less defined, its presence lighter, until it feels less like something you need to understand, and more like something that is simply passing through. Another thought appears, just as quietly, and this one feels familiar too, not because you remember it clearly, but because it carries a quiet sense of recognition, like something you have thought before, many times, but never needed to hold on to. And maybe you have felt this before. How certain thoughts return at night, not to trouble you, but simply because the world has grown quiet enough for them to appear. And tonight, they are here again. But they feel different, softer, less certain, as if they too are beginning to rest. You notice how your mind moves between them, not quickly, not with urgency, just slowly, like drifting from one quiet moment to another. And between those thoughts, there are spaces, small at first, then a little longer. And within those spaces, there is calm, a calm that does not ask for anything from you. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, steady. Each breath creating more space, more distance between you and those thoughts. And in that distance, they begin to feel lighter, less connected to you, as if they are no longer yours to carry, but simply something that exists for a moment, then fades. You notice another thought now, but it feels even softer, less clear, as if it is already in its way out. It appears, then gently dissolves, before it can take shape, and you remain here, steady, calm, at ease, not following, not holding, just allowing. And in that allowing, your mind begins to settle further, not empty, but quiet, like a surface that has become still, with only the softest ripples streaming, and even those ripples begging to fade. As your breathing deepens slightly in and out, each breath carrying you a little further into calm, you might notice how your body feels now, more relaxed, more supported, your shoulders loose, your hands resting easily, your entire body settling into stillness. And with that stillness, your thoughts gone to soften, one by one, appearing less often, fading more quickly, until they no longer feel like something that needs your attention. And somewhere within that calm, a small familiar feeling returns. The same gentle presence you noticed before. Not a thought, not a memory, just a soft awareness. Something that feels known without needing to be understood. It stays for a moment quietly, as if it belongs here, and you allow it to remain, without reaching for it, without trying to hold it. And slowly, it begins to soften too, blending into the calm around you, until it is no longer separate, just part of the quiet. And now there is more space, more stillness, more rest. Your thoughts have sloweto, a gentle rhythm, appearing only now and then, and even then, they do not stay long. They pass through like soft whispers that fade before they can be heard clearly. And you remain here, steady, calm, at ease, as the thoughts that once refused to fade begin to soften and drift quietly into the distance. Within the quiet, something begins to shift again, not in your thoughts, not in the room, but somewhere softer, somewhere just beneath everything you can notice. A feeling, not strong, not clear, just present, like something you almost recognize, but cannot quite place. You don't search for it. You don't try to understand it. You simply become aware that it is there, quietly, gently, resting within you. It doesn't ask anything. It doesn't grow. It doesn't pull you toward it. It simply exists, like a soft echo of something familiar. And maybe you have felt this before. That quiet sense of something just beyond reach, not lost, not hidden, just not fully formed. And tonight, that feeling returns, not to be understood, but simply to be felt. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, steady, and with each breath, that feeling comes a little more present, not clearer, just closer in its quiet way. You notice how it rests without changing, without asking to be followed, and because of that, it feels safe, easy to allow. You don't need to give it meaning. You don't need to hold on to it. You simply let it stay, and as you do, your mind remains calm, your thoughts still soft, peering only faintly and fading even more quickly, as if they do not belong in this space. This place is quieter than that. This place is not for thinking. It is for resting and that feeling. It seems to belong here, naturally, without effort. You might notice how your body responds, how everything continues to settle. Your shoulders relaxed, your hands still, your breathing slow, and even asterisk, and with each breath, that feeling comes lighter, not disappearing, just softening, like it is becoming part of the calm around you. You notice another small detail, how it no longer feels separate from you. It is not something you are observing. It is something you are gently within, blended into your awareness, like a quiet presence that has always been there. And that sense of familiarity, it deepens, not in a way that needs explanation, but in a way that feels comforting, like something you trust without knowing why. And that trust allows you to relax further, to let go of any small effort that remains, to simply rest within this calm space where nothing needs to be understood, nothing needs to be named, only felt softly, gently. As the night continues to deepen around you, the room grows quieter, the air softer, the world more distant, and that feeling, it begins to fade, not suddenly, not completely, just gradually, like it is settling into something deeper, something quieter still, until it is no longer something you can notice clearly, only something you once felt. And even that memory begins to soften, becoming part of the stillness. Your breathing continues in and out, steady, calm, like a quiet rhythm that carries you further into rest. And you remain here, not thinking, not searching, just resting. As that feeling fades gently into the background, leaving behind only calm, only stillness, only this soft, peaceful quiet that holds you without effort. As you drift a little deeper into the night, where nothing needs a name and everything is alloedo, simply be, somewhere within the quiet, you become aware of a window, not suddenly, just gently, as if it has always been there, resting quietly beside you. You don't move toward it, you don't need to. You simply notice its presence, a soft boundary between, where you are reading the stillness beyond. And beyond that window, there is silence, not empty, not distant, just calm. A quiet that stretches outward without end. You don't try to see it clearly. You don't need to focus. It is an auto feel that it is there. A world that has already come to rest, and as you notice it, something within you begins to follow. Not quickly, not completely, just gently. Like your mindis beginning to mirror that same stillness. You notice a small detail, a soft glow somewhere far away, not bright, not sharp, just a quiet presence resting in the distance. It does not move, it does not change, it simply remains steady. And that steadiness feels comforting, like something you can rest within. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, even, each breath blending into the quiet beyond the window, as if there is no difference between the calm outside and the calm within you. And as you remain here, the window itself begins to feel softer, less like a boundary, more like a gentle connection. The inside, the outside no longer feel separate. They begin to blend together, quiet, still, undisturbed. You might notice how easy it feels to simply observe, to let the world beyond your mind exactly as it is, without needing to follow it, without needing to understand it. And in that gentle observation, your thoughts grow quieter still, appearing less often and fading more quickly, as if they are being carried away by that same soft silence. And somewhere within that calm, a small familiar presence returns. The same quiet feeling that has been with you throughout the night. But now it feels even softer, even more distant, as if it belongs to that quiet space beyond the window. Not something within you, It's something that has already drifted away. You don't follow it, you don't hold it. You simply let it remain where it is. And slowly it begins to fade, becoming part of the silence, becoming part of the stillness, until it is no longer separate at all. Your body settles deeper, your shoulders at ease, your hands resting quietly, your breathing slow and steady, and everything feels a little more distant now. The outside world, your thoughts, even the sense of time, all softening, all fading gently into the background until there is only this quiet awareness, this soft connection between you and the stillness around you. You don't need to look outside. You don't need to see clearly. It is enough to know that the silence is there, holding everything in its calm. And as you remain here, that silence deepens, not louder, not stronger, just softer, more complete, like something that no longer changes at all. And you feel yourself resting within it, not separate, not observing, just gently within it, held by it, supported by it. Your breathing continues, in and out, steady, like a quiet rhythm that carries you further into calm. And with each breath, everything becomes a little more still, a little more peaceful, until there is nothing left to notice clearly, nothing left to follow, only this soft, endless silence, this quiet world that asks nothing from you, and you remain here, calm, at ease, resting gently within it as the night continues to deepen, and the silence grows softer still, carrying you slowly, gently into rest. Within the quiet, you begin to notice something new, not a thought, not a feeling, but a space. A gentle space between one thought and the next. It is small at first, almost unnoticeable, just a brief pause. A soft moment where nothing is happening, and then another thought appears. Quietly, lightly, and again, there is a pause. You begin to notice that this pattern. Thought, then space, another thought, then space again, and slowly, those space begin to grow, not suddenly, not clearly, just gently, like something is opening without effort. You don't try to create it. You don't try to hold it. You simply become aware that it is there. And in that awareness, it becomes easier to feel that space, that quiet moment between thoughts. It feels different, calm, open, like something you can rest within. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, steady, each breath stretching that space just a little further, making it softer, making it easier to remain there. And as you do, your thoughts begin to change, not disappearing, not stopping, just becoming less frequent, less defined, as if they are no longer in a hurry to appear. You notice one now, a simple thought. It comes quietly, lingers for a moment, and then, without effort, it fades, leaving behind that same soft space. And this time, the space feels longer, more present, more real, like it is gently expanding to hold you. You don't need to follow the thought. You don't need to wait for the next one. You can simply remain in that space, in that quiet pause where nothing is required. And maybe you have felt this before. Those brief moments when your mind becomes still, when everything piles without you asking it to. And tonight, those moments are becoming longer, more frequent, more natural. You notice how easy it feels to stay within them, how there is no effort in simply being there. Your body continues to settle, your shoulders loose, your hands resting easily, your breathing slow and even, and with each breath, those space become softer, more open, like they are gently inviting you to rest within them. And you accept, without thinking, without trying. You simply remain, and as you do, your thoughts gone to fade, not completely, but enough. Enough to feel that they are no longer letting you. They appear only now and then, and when they do, they pass quickly, leaving behind that same quiet space, that same calm stillness, and that space. It begins to feel familiar, like something you have always known, but never noticed until now. A place where nothing needs to happen, where nothing needs to be understood. Only this quiet pause remains, soft, steady, unchanging. You might notice how your mind feels now. Lighter, less active, not empty, but resting. As if it has found a place where it can finally be still. And that stillness does not feel strange. It feels right, natural, like something that was always there, waiting for you to notice it. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, even, like a quiet rhythm that carries you out deeper into that space. And with each breath, everything softens further. Your thoughts, your body, the world around you, all settling into the semi-gentle calm, until there is nothing left to follow, nothing left to notice clearly. Asterisk only this soft space between thoughts, this quiet path that exists without direction, without destination, and you remain within it, not moving, not searching, just resting. As that space continues to hold you, gently, naturally, leading you deeper into calm, deeper into stillness, one quiet moment at a time. The quiet remains, soft, steady, unchanging, and within that quiet, a rhythm begins to reveal itself. Not something new, not something separate, just something you are now able to notice. You're breathing in and out, slow, even, like a gentle wave that rises and falls without effort. You don't guide it. You don't follow it closely. It simply continues, steady, calm, and as you notice it, it begins to slow. Not suddenly, not forced, just naturally. Like everything else tonight, settling at its own pace. You might feel in a quiet space between each breath. A soft pause, barely noticeable, but present. And that pause begins to grow, just a little, becoming softer, longer, more restful, and with each breath, that rhythm becomes more gentle, more steady, like something that no longer needs your attention at all. Your body follows this rhythm, your shoulders resting more deeply, your hands completely still, your entire body settling into calm, as if it is gently aligning with that same slow pace. And your thoughts, they follow too, peering less often, fading more quickly, until they begin to match that same quiet rhythm, arriving, then softening, then disappearing into the stillness. And between them, there is space, soft, open, calm, like a quiet place where nothing exists except rest. You remain here, not focusing, not thinking, just noticing how everything is slowing, your breathing, your body, your thoughts, all moving in that same gentle rhythm. And maybe you have felt this before, that moment when everything begins to quiet, when your body and your mind both start to rest at the same time. And tonight, that moment is unfolding slowly, naturally, without effort. You notice how easy it feels to stay here, to not move ahead, to not look back, to simply remain within this rhythm, this soft, steady flow that carries you out without asking anything in return. Your breathing continues, in and out, each breath a little slower, a little softer, until it feels like it belongs to something deeper, something quieter, and you follow it, not by intention, not by thought, just naturally, as if you are gently being carried along. Your body feels heavier now, but not in a way that weighs you down, in a way that supports you, that keeps you gently where you are, resting completely at ease. And the rhythm continues, steady, unchanging, like something that will remain as long as you need it. And as it continues, everything around you begins to soften further. The room, the air, the quiet beyond, all blending together into a single, peaceful stillness. And within that stillness, there is nothing left to follow, nothing left to notice clearly. Only this gentle rhythm, this soft, steady flow that carries you deeper into rest. And you allow yourself to drift with it, not forward, not backward, just deeper into the calm, deeper into the stillness, where everything slows, everything softens, everything rests. And you remain there, held gently within this quiet rhythm, as it continues to slow, softly, naturally, guiding you closer to sleep. By now, the quiet feels deeper, more settled, like everything has found its natural place. And within that calm, your thoughts continue to appear, but something about them has changed. They no longer stay, they no longer hold you. They simply pass softly, gently, like something moving through without stopping. You notice one, a small thought. It comes quietly, lingers for a moment, and then, without effort, it begins to fade. You don't follow it, you don't hold it. You simply allow it to pass, and as it does, you feel the space it leaves behind, calm, open, restful. Another thought appears, just as softly, but it feels lighter, less defined, as if it already knows it will not stay. It drifts through, and then it is gone, leaving behind that same quiet space. And you remain here, steady, calm, at ease, watching without following, allowing without holding. And maybe you have felt this before, those moments when your thoughts lose their weight, when they no longer ask to be understood and simply move as they are. And tonight, that is what they are doing, appearing and passing, one by one, like soft leaves carried by a gentle breeze, never stopping, never staying, just moving quietly. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, steady, each breath creating more space, more calm, more stillness. And within that stillness, your thoughts become lighter, still less frequent, less clear, as if they are no longer trying to form at all. You notice another, but it is faint, barely there. It appears, then fades, before it can take shape, and you don't follow it. You don't reach for it. You simply remain. Resting within the quiet that follows, your body settles deeper. Your shoulders relaxed, your hands still, your breathing slow and even, and everything feels a little more distant now. Your thoughts, the room, even the sense of time, all softening, all fading gently into the background until there is only this calm awareness, this gentle stillness that surrounds you. And within that stillness, your thoughts continue to pass, without staying, without holding, without asking anything from you. And that feels easy, natural, like something that no longer needs effort. You might notice how peaceful it feels to not hold on to anything, to not follow any thought, to simply let everything move as it is. And in that letting go, there is rest, deep, simple rest. And that same small, familiar feeling, the one that has been with you since the beginning of the night, is now barely noticeable, so soft, so distant, that it feels like it has already drifted away. And you let it go without even thinking, without even noticing when it disappears. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, even, like a quiet rhythm that carries you out deeper into calm. And with each breath, everything becomes a little more still, a little more peaceful, until there is nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold, only this soft, steady quiet, this gentle flow of thoughts that pass without staying. And you remain here, calm, at ease, resting within it, as everything continues to soften, to settle, to fade, until even the movement of thoughts becomes so light, so quiet, that it is no longer something you notice at all, only something that has already passed, leaving you in complete, peaceful rest. The quiet has deepened, so softly that you hardly notice when it happened. Everything feels slower now, more settled, as if the night itself has gently taken a step back and allowed everything to rest. And within that stillness, you begin to feel a gentle pull, not strong, not demanding, just a soft movement drawing you inward, toward something quieter, something deeper. You don't resist it. You don't follow it. You simply notice how natural it feels. Like something your body already understands, you feel it first in the simplest places. Your eyes heavier now, resting more easily. Your shoulders loose, settled, as if they have released of everything they were holding. Your hands still quiet. No effort, no tension, and your breathing, slow, even in and out. Each breath so gentle that it feels like part of the quiet itself. You don't guide it. You don't notice it closely. It simply continues, carrying you a little deeper with every passing moment. And that gentle pull, it becomes a little stronger now. Not in force, but in presence, like something that surrounds you and holds you softly. You might notice how easy it feels to let go, to stop holding yourself in awareness, to stop staying alert, because there is nothing left that needs your attention. Nothing waiting, nothing unfinished, only this calm. This quiet presents it that gently invites you to rest. Maybe you have felt this before, that moment just before sleep, when your body begins to settle on its own, when everything slows without you asking it to. And tonight, that moment is here again, softly, naturally, without effort. Your thoughts are almost gone now, appearing only faintly, and fading before thee can take shape, like distant echoes that no longer reach you. And between them, there is only stillness. Deep, quiet stillness. Your breathing deepens slightly. In and out, slow, steady. Each breath blending into the next until it feels like a single, continuous rhythm. And with that rhythm, your body settles even further. Your arms, your legs, your entire body resting completely, without effort, without awareness, just existing in this calm state. You might notice how the room feels now, even quieter, even softer, as if everything around you has adjusted to match this stillness. The light feels dimmer, the air feels warmer, the space feels more gentle, like the entire world has stepped back to give you this moment. And in that space, you feel safe, completely at ease. There is nothing to think about, nothing to hold on to, nothing to return to. Only this gentle drifting, this soft movement toward rest. And that gentle pull, it continues steady, unchanging, guiding you without asking anything in return, and you allow yourself to follow it. Not by effort, not by intention, but simply by allowing your body to rest completely, allowing your minto become still, allowing everything to soften, until there is almost nothing left to notice, nothing left to follow, only this quiet, this calm, this gentle pull that carries you closer to sleep, and you drift with it, slowly, softly, as the night continues to deepen, and everything within you settles completely. Into rest. Now, the quiet feels complete. Not something that is changing, not something that is growing, just something that is fully there. Soft, steady, unchanging, your breathing continues. In and out, slow, even. So gentle now that it feels like part of the silence itself. Not separate from it. Your body rests completely. No tension, no movement, just stillness, deep, comfortable. As if everything has found its place. And in that calm, one final thought appears. Not suddenly, not clearly, just softly. Like a small ripple line, a still, quiet space. You notice it gently. Without effort, without curiosity. It doesn't pull you. It doesn't ask anything from you. It simply exists, light, quiet, and somehow familiar. Like something you have known without ever needing to understand. Maybe you have felt this before. That last quiet thought before sleep, the one that comes when everything else has already settled. And it feels different, not like the thoughts from earlier, not like the questions that once returned. This one feels complete, even without meaning. You don't try to follow it. You don't try to hold it. You simply allow it to be there for just a moment, and as you do, it begins to change. Softly, naturally, its edges blur. Its presence fades until it feels less like a thought and more like a feeling a quiet trace of something that is already passing. And then, just as gently, it begins to drift away. Not pushed, not removed, just released. Like everything else tonight, and you remain here, steady, calm, at ease, not following, not wondering, just resting. As that final thought fades into the quiet, your breathing deepens slightly, slow, even, each breath blending into the next, until it feels like part of the stillness itself. Your body feels heavier now, but in a way that feels right, in a way that supports you, that holds you gently in place, your arms, your legs, your entire body, resting completely, without effort, without awareness, and around you, everything feels still. The room, the air, the quiet beyond, all settled into the same peaceful calm. Nothing moving, nothing changing, only this soft, endless stillness, and within that stillness, there are no more thoughts waiting to appear, no more questions waiting to be asked, only this gentle quiet. This calm presents it that holds you without asking anything in return. You might notice how easy it feels to let go completely, to stop following anything at all, to simply remaining this quiet rest. Your mind no longer reaching, your body no longer holding. Everything at ease, everything at peace. And that last quiet thought, it has faded now, not suddenly, not completely, just softly, until it is no longer something you can notice at all. Only something that has already passed, and you remain here, not thinking, not wondering, just resting. Carried gently by the calm that surrounds you. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, even, like a quiet rhythm that has no beginning and no end. And as the night deepens further, everything becomes softer still, until there is almost nothing left to notice, nothing left to follow, only this gentle, peaceful quiet. And you allow yourself to drift a little further, not by effort, not by intention, but simply by allowing the stillness to hold you, allowing the quieto carry you, allowing everything to settle completely as the last traces of thought fade into the distance, and you remain calm, still, at rest, on the edge of sleep where nothing remains but softness and a quiet, endless rhythm of rest. Now, everything has settled, not gradually anymore, not in pieces, but completely, like the night itself has finally come to rest. And you are within it, not separate, not observing, just gently held inside this quiet. Your breathing continues, in and out, slow, even, so soft now that it feels like part of the silence, not something you follow, just something that is. Your body rests fully. No movement, no tension, just stillness, deep, comfortable, as if it has found exactly where it belongs. And there is nothing left to change, nothing left to adjust. Everything is already as it should be. Your thoughts have faded now, not pushed away, not removed, just gone quiet, like something that has gently stepped back and no longer needs to return. There are no questions, no unfinished moments, no need to understand anything, only this calm, this soft, steady stillness that surrounds you and holds you gently. And in that stillness, your mind begins to rest fully, not slowly, not partially, but completely. Like something has finally let go of everything it was holding. You don't notice when it happens, because there is no moment. Only a soft continuation of everything that came before. Your breathing slows further, in and out, longer now, softer. Each breath blending into the next, until it feels like a single, quiet rhythmic continuous water awareness. Your body follows, settling deeper, resting more completely, as if the surface beneath you, gently holding you, supporting you without effort. You don't need to move. You don't need to adjust. You don't need to do anything at all, because everything is already settled. The world beyond you has faded, not disappeared, just become distant, unimportant. There are no sounds that reach you clearly, no movement that asks for your attention, only this deep, soft stillness. And you are part of it, not separate, not aware, just within it, resting completely. Your breathing continues, slow, even, steady, until even that rhythm feels like something you no longer notice, something that continues with you. And you drift, not suddenly, not all at once, just gently, like summer thinging into a deeper place. Your body feels light and heavy at the same time, held, supported, completely at ease, as if nothing could disturb this calm, and nothing needs to, because there is nothing left to disturb. Only rest, only stillness, only this soft, endless quiet. And as you continue to drift, everything becomes even softer, even quieter, until there is no difference between you and the calm around you. No edges, no boundaries, only this gentle presence. This peaceful state that carries you out without effort, and somewhere without needing to notice. Sleep takes you not suddenly, not completely, but gently. Like the night has deepened edges in auto, hold you fully. Your breathing continues. Soft, even, steady, and then even softer still, until it fades into something you no longer follow. Your body rests without awareness, without movement, completely still, completely at ease, and in that stillness, your mind rests fully, no thoughts, no questions, no awareness of anything that came before, only this deep, peaceful rest. As the night continues quietly around you, holding everything in its calm embrace, and you remain there, not thinking, not noticing, only resting, completely, softly, asleep. Good night. Take care.